big.
Is it really?
It really is. It really, really is. I don't know. This just doesn't work very well where I have it. And it unfortunately doesn't get all the stuff that I need, but I can't really do a whole lot about it. So, what is that? Are you done? Take it out. We good? Okay, keep it off. Okay? I can hear it all the way up here. That's pretty sad. All right. All right, here's the thing. This class is about being the only class that I have to change my seating chart in. I swear. Okay. So, I need everyone to put their Chromebooks away. Get your notebooks out. No, you're not getting a quiz. I want you to take notes. I want you to actually take notes because what I'm going to teach you right now is very, very important, and you need to know this for your next project. It is extremely important and valuable information. All right. You what? Thank you, George. All right. So has anyone ever heard of variables when it comes to computer science? You know what they are? What do they do? Yes, but what do they do? What are they there for? They hold information. Okay? So variables are there to hold information. Okay? So think of variables as a bucket. All right? A bucket. And I am not an artist, so please do not criticize my drawing. There's a bucket. I got a bucket. Okay, there's my bucket. All right, that is my variable. All right, that's my variable. Okay, now, when in computer science, we have to name our variable. We have to call it something. So we're going to give this a name. All right, let's just say we're going to call it X. All right, we're going to call our bucket X. So now we have given our variable a name. All right, this variable is now given the name X, and it is now our storage unit in our code. Okay? So it has become the storage unit in our code, called X. Now we just have to figure out what we put in it. All right? So let's say we want our X variable to hold numbers. So give me a number.
333.
333. So we're going to take 333, and we are going to put it in our bucket. Okay, so therefore, our variable is holding 333. We have just assigned our variable to hold 333 for us. Okay, so if I was to say, what would that mean? What would I print? What would print? 333. If I said print X, it's going to print. I can't even write. It's going to print 333. Make sense? Y'all still with me? Okay. Now, what if I changed it a little bit to where I had a bucket here, and I said, okay, I'm going to name this bucket dog. Dog. That's my variable. This variable that I have decided to call is dog. What do you want to put in the dog bucket?
Cheese.
Cheese. Okay. We're going to put cheese in the dog bucket. That just sounds odd. Okay, well, we don't want to put chocolate in there because then the dog might get sick, but anyway. So we're gonna put cheese in the dog bucket. Okay. So if we decided that we were going to say, okay, now we want to print X and dog. What are we printing?
333 cheese.
333 and cheese. Yes. Okay? You are not printing the X and the dog.
Printing the cheese and the number.
You are printing what's in the bucket. Okay? Everybody with me now? Everyone's still with me?
Mhm.
This is really important that you guys understand this because this is part of what you are doing this in your coding that you are doing for your next activity. Okay? It's important that you understand this. Okay, so you understand that variables hold your information. Good? Okay. What if I said something like print X plus 100? What would I print?
633.
What would I print?
Oh, yeah.
What is it? 433. 433. Okay? So remember, X is always going to be back to what is in your bucket. Okay? If it helps you, what you can do is you can always put down like, okay, if I've got a variable here and a variable here, you can do X and dog. And so X is 333 and dog is cheese. Okay? Sometimes these can change as they go, and that's when things get a little bit more complicated, but we won't get that complicated today. Okay? But sometimes you'll have to increase these a step at a time as you go. But a lot of times these charts are very convenient to have, especially once you get to writing code with text instead of block coding. Okay? Once we get to text coding, this will come in more handy. Okay? But this, if you're a visual person like I am, having buckets to visualize buckets for variables, like that's where the information goes. That helps me remember what they are. Okay? All right. So now the other part that we need to learn today before you start on your stuff is two terms called, one called local variable and the other called global variable. I can't spell today.
I can't spell any day. I don't feel bad.
Okay. All right, so these are pretty self-explanatory if you just take a look at them, okay? When you create them in your code, they will affect exactly what they say they are. So think of it this way. When you're thinking of a local variable or a global variable, think of a code that you are writing that would affect Siloam Springs or the entire United States. I'm kind of thinking just what's right here, okay? All right, so if we were doing code that was right here close to us, so this would be a specific small amount of code. Okay? This is where a local variable is going to play. Okay? So this would be like your Siloam Springs variable. Okay? A global variable, this can affect your whole code. So you can use it anywhere. Okay, so this would be like a writing code that would affect the entire United States. Okay? Does that make sense? I'm trying to put it like, I'm kind of like related to reality, like realistic things that you can kind of visualize. Okay? So do these two things make sense? Like the differences between the two?
Mhm.
So like that Silent Springs, United States. Okay? All right, you are going to be using both of these two in the app that you're going to be creating today in next class period. Okay? So you guys can go ahead and start working on that. It's going to be in your PLTW textbook, and it's activity 1.1.4. Yes, that's the next one. If you all are still struggling with any of the apps before that, so 1.1.1 to 1.1.3, if you are struggling with any of those, you need to talk to me because I am here to help you. Please don't just sit there at your desk and wait for me to come find you. Come ask for help. That's what I'm here for. It's up to you to do that. Okay? I do have your grades in, so you guys can check those if you'd like. But other than that, I'm gonna let you get to it. And if you have any questions, let me know. You guys good? All right. Make sure you're taking notes in your notebook. Quizzes are always possible.